everybody. This is Tammy with But First Let's Read. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel where I'm going to share with you my love of books. Some of you may already know me from my Bookstagram at But First Let's Read, where I do a lot of book promotions, reviews, recommendations, and show my support of some of my favorite and some new to me authors. And I'm going to try to do some of the same stuff here. I'm going to do my first video. I would like to give you a little review of my favorite read so far of 2020. It's actually a duet, so it's 2 books, and that is the Ravenhood Duet by Kate Stewart. The first book is Flock, and the second book is Exodus. I'm even sporting my Ravenhood Duet t-shirt today, so I've got my Ravenhood wings on. You know it's a good book if I bought the shirt, because I normally don't do that, so it's a good one. I'm going to try to make this spoiler-free. This duet is a story that you really do need to go into blind. I did, and I'm so glad that I didn't really know what to expect. All I knew going in was that it is Kate Stewart, and she is one of my favorite authors, so I knew I wouldn't be disappointed. And the covers were pretty. Other than that, all we really knew is that the story is about a young lady, Cecilia, and she is going to go live with her estranged father for a year and work at his company in order to gain her inheritance. And that's really all you know, and again, you don't want to know more than that. If you haven't read the book yet and you're going to read it, try to avoid the spoilers because you don't want to ruin this story. So Cecilia, she goes to work for her dad, and on her very first day of work, she meets a guy. And that meeting changes everything. It changes her life. It changes how she sees the world. There are so many things in this story that may change how you see the world. There are some very deep passages in this story. Touches on some, real life topics that we deal with. Social media, industries, big business, that kind of thing. There are really some enlightening moments. And it is a romance, of course, my favorite. And you will need Kleenex. You will cry. Trust me, I still cry. This is one of those books where it's been, well over a month since I read this. I actually was fortunate enough to read an advanced copy, so I read it even before it was published. And I'm still not over it yet. There are certain scenes within this book that I'll hear a song, somebody will make a comment. The other day someone mentioned that rainy days were perfect for reading, and I literally almost burst into tears. And if you have read the book, then you know why. But it's just, I can't even describe this book to you. The first book, it kind of goes in a little direction that you're like, didn't quite see that coming. And then it does end on a cliffhanger. But you're very fortunate that both books are already out, so you don't need to wait to see how the story goes on. Exodus does pick up exactly where Flock leaves off. And I will admit that with Exodus, I wasn't sure in the beginning. Like the first quarter of the book, the storyline kind of goes off in this direction that I wasn't expecting. It wasn't what I wanted. And I really wasn't sure that I was going to be happy with the way that it was going. It does take some twists and some turns. It's one of those stories that kind of hurts. At times it hurts to read this book. And then there was a moment where I had this like aha moment, like, you know what? Okay, the way that I think this is probably going to end, I'm going to be okay with it. And by the end, I could accept the ending, even though I was still, heartbroken. I was traumatized a little bit. But I was content with the end, and it leaves you wanting more, but then again, you're okay with how it ended. Other than that, I don't know what to say other than just go read the Ravenhood Duet, Kate Stewart. She does have a recovery room on Facebook, Kate Stewart's Recovery Room. So after you've read the book, if you're in need of therapy, like most of us were when we finished it, you can go there and we'll try to help you through it. Although I'm still not over it, so I don't know how good that's really going to do you, honestly. But anyway. All right, so the Ravenhood Duet, Kate Stewart. Just to give you some perspective, I've read like over 155 books so far this year. This duet is my top, and honestly, I think this will probably be one of my top duets of all time. So check it out. And I hope you'll give me a like, maybe subscribe. Head over to my Bookstagram. Again, it's at But First Let's Read. I also have a Facebook page, lots of book promos, reviews, interact with fellow readers. So if you're an avid reader like me, I hope you'll join me in one of those places or two. So until then, I will see you next time, and